ただいまこちらにですね、スティーブ・スティーブンさんがいらっしゃる楽屋に来ておりますので、インタビューさせていただきたいと思います。How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Welcome
Good.
to lovely Anaheim and Nam.
It's a great place.
Yeah. Do you come? How many years have you come to Nam?
I think I have been come here maybe 6, 7 times every year.
Yeah, more than me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've only been three times to Nam because I used to live in New York.
Yeah.
So it was more travel, and back in the day, Nam has become such a big important thing, especially now with having signature guitars and amplifiers, but it wasn't as much back in the day. So,
Yeah. Cool. So you have some, signature stuff. Especially tonight, you have a big show in Namu.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about tonight's show? Also, this is permanent. You are band's member or something, jam or.
Well, the drummer and the last guitarist that you'll see, Billy Morrison, are both with me in Billy Idol's band. And then Pete Thorne is second guitar player, and Pete and I have done shows together in New York, and Pete's my guitar teacher.
Oh, really?
No, but he's so great. The guy is such an unbelievable guitar player. And I remember the first time I said we had played a show 2 years ago for this same organization, Tone Merchants, and we were deciding on a set list, and I said, well, let's do King Crimson's 21st Century Schizoid Man, and it's really technical. And I was just joking, and then Pete learned it, and I went, well, now I have to actually learn it. So I'm like sitting down, and this is really tough. So I called him up, and I had him make me a video lesson because he's so, there's nothing that Pete Thorne can't play. So now I say, he's my guitar teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's great. I mean, I love, discovering new guitarists and new talent. And then on bass, we have John Button, who's a friend of Pete's. And then Frankie Perez is the vocalist who works with me in an all-star band I play with called Camp Freddy.
Yeah.
So Camp Freddy is Dave Navarro and Matt Sorum and Chris Chaney. But Frankie is usually the main vocalist in Camp Freddy. So I've known Frankie about 4 years now, and he's just an incredible singer. As you'll see, he's the guy that most people who come don't know, but afterwards they're the one he's talking about. So anytime I can, get a chance to present Frankie to people, I just kind of stand back and go, yeah, it's good, isn't he? So that's who the band is tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a special, unit, right? For only tonight.
Only for tonight, yeah. And it's I'm not really demoing, but I'm playing through an amplifier that I helped design with Dave Friedman from Rack Systems, and Dave has done my gear for 10 years now. And it was just like a natural kind of progression. I used to use, Marshall and all these other amplifiers, and I would hear a sound in my head, and I would tell Dave, I want this or I want that. And then eventually it came to the point where he started building amplifiers, and then I went out on the road, and about 3 years ago, took the very first version of the amp that I'm playing through now. So it's been road tested, and I would use it regardless of whether it was something that we were going to put out on the market. It just so happens that's the amp that I choose.
Wow.
And Dave said, well, would you be interested in actually making it available to other people? And I'm proud of it. It's a handmade product.
Yeah.
It's just a really quality amplifier, and it's not something that, there's not going to be that many of them made. It's on order. If someone orders it, then it's made specifically for that person.
Wow, really interesting.
Yeah, but it's what I use. If other people like the way I sound, then they'd be happy with the amplifier.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know about your current activity. So, do you still play with Billy Idol?
Yeah. We actually head back out on the road in June, and Billy is getting ready to release an autobiography this year. So we're writing material to kind of coincide a new record to the business has changed in so many ways that
Yes.
now when you have a record, I think it's good to have something, another reason other than just putting a new record out, because there's so much information,
Yes.
so much music out there. So the fact that he's going to have a autobiography, and we'll have a record alongside with that. So it'll be, we're ramping up around June, and then for the next year or so is going to be pretty busy in Billy Idol world.
Oh, it will be to the other country. Is it including
yeah.
Japan?
I hope so. For some reason, I've played in Japan with, Kisuke Himuro and
Well, yeah.
and even
you
Vince Neil.
used to work with him. I know.
Yeah. So, but for some reason, Billy Idol has never played Japan as a solo artist, and hopefully maybe, 2014. We can finally go with Billy Idol to Japan.
Yeah. Now you went to Japan a couple of times, right, before?
Yeah. I've toured there I did 2 tours with Himuro there, and then Juno Reactor, who I also work with. So I love touring Japan, and my wife is really into fashion, and so when the first time she went to Shibuya 109,
Yeah.
it's crazy. She just had a fucking head explode. It's like, oh my God, So now she's always, when do we go back to Japan? So
Yeah, I know. Probably she likes Shibuya. I love Shibuya too.
yeah, and we have now we have friends there, and it's just I think because of my association with Himuro, because I got to play a lot of cities that a lot of bands from the States don't play.
Yeah.
So I have a kind of special relationship with Japanese fans. Because
Actually, this time a lot of the Japanese your fan ask me, can you interview with you?
great.
So I asked Peter, and he did give me the contact with
Right,
you.
right.
I'm really appreciate it, because you
Awesome.
Japanese fan really waiting to you come back to Japan.
Right.
Also, actually, they want to know about your solo project.
Right, yeah. I was supposed to, start work on a solo record this past year, and I just got so busy with other things, and when I do a solo record, I'm one of those people that can only concentrate on one thing at a time, and it's almost like tunnel vision. And for me to do a solo record, I really have to take the time out to do it. So I hope after I finish in June, by early July, I can start composing for a new solo record.
Actually, I just hear, I don't know it's true information or, long information. You will work with Magna Cut Record, is it true?
Yeah, I mean, I did 2 records with them with Terry Bozzio and Tony Levin, and then one solo guitar record. And we've been talking about doing it, but there's a lot of guitarists out that are really good and play incredible guitar. But there has to be a reason for me to do a record, like more than just, well, here's me showing off or something. It has to be a concept has to come to me, and make. I always tell people that as a guitarist, you have to make a record that people who don't play guitar and don't care about guitar will still listen to and find enjoyable.
Yeah.
And because I don't listen to a lot of those kind of shred records, it's not my thing. I come from a different school. So I keep getting these phone calls every now and again from Magna Carta. Would you do a record? Would you do a record? And I'm like, yes, I would like to do a record, but it has to be the right kind of record. Yeah.
Thank you, to be honest. I just hear, so I don't know. Okay, ask to him,
Yeah, I mean, they're great, and I've done records with them in the past, and Mike Varney is very supportive. Mike is great, and he actually helped us find Billy Idol's previous drummer, Jeremy Colson, who plays with Steve Vai, who's just an incredible drummer. So Mike is a friend, and I'd love to work with Mike on a record, but right now it's Billy Idol world, and then solo record. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have something, your promotion for Japanese market?
Well, we're gonna, obviously my amplifier will be available through. I'm not sure exactly who the dealer is in Japan, but if they go online to tonemerchants.com, then they can find out or email Tone Merchants and say, where do I get the amplifier in Japan? And also in March, I'm going to go to Germany to the Music Messe
Yeah.
to debut my new guitar model, which is with Nags guitar.
Wow, I want to see.
So, and that's also been in development. And Joe Nags he ran the custom shop at Paul Reed Smith. So, you know, we've been you know, with me, it's usually that I come to a natural progression of an instrument or an amplifier that I use.
Yeah.
And then if other people want to make it available to people, that's cool. It's never with, okay, we're going to put a product out there with my name on it. And, you know, I don't think that benefits anybody. And with the guitar and the amplifier that I use, it's such a handmade instrument, and they are quite expensive. But I believe in quality, not quantity. You know, I used to get frustrated when I was a kid. My dad would buy tools, and me, I have an older brother, so we'd be down. You know, we had a little workshop. So my dad would buy these cheap tools to save money, and they'd always break. You know, and then finally,
I know you. I mean,
you know, so you got to use a wrench, and the wrench costs $3, and it cracks, and me and my brother would be like, "Oh, Dad, with the wrench," and we'd always say, "Well, buy a Sears, you know, wrench or something, because it's guaranteed for a lifetime and it's very high quality." So that is something that's always been with me. That I'd rather offer a very high quality product that you're going to own for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that if something happens to you can call the person who actually made it.
Yeah,
You know, and the guy's
it's
going to
good,
pick up the phone and go,
yeah.
well, send it to us and we'll repair it. Or if you want to, like with my amplifiers, that if there's some special feature that someone wants that it doesn't come with, well, they can call Dave Friedman at Tone Merchants and say, I want to order that amp, but can you do an extra? And you can get it specifically for you. So, you know, I think I'm all about quality, you know.
Yeah. And this is, I don't know, I want to ask to you, what is music to you?
Oh, wow. I'm glad that I still love music, you know, because it's you know, it is my business, and I've been making records for over 30 years now, but I'm very fortunate that I still love music, and I still love meeting great musicians, and there seems to be a new generation of really great musicians and guitarists who are even better than ever now. So you know, I think music is for me. It's like breathing. It's just what I do. And I'm never. Guitar has never bored me, you know. I still wake up in the morning, have my cup of coffee, and pick up the guitar, and nothing bad in my life has ever happened from guitar. It's always been positive, and I think, you know, I still try and instill in people the feeling that I got when I was 13 years old and I went to see Yes or one of my favorite bands, or Genesis or something, or
Cool.
you know,
Yeah.
if I can give the people that feeling that I got, and I always try and remind myself of how I felt,
This is great.
then that's what it's about for me. Yeah.
This is the last question. Can you say something for your Japanese fans?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, I hope to, you know, finally come back and return to Japan, and you know, I've worked with, you know, some Japanese musicians, with Himuro and also Sugizu and you know, other guitar players. So Japan has a really good rock and roll scene.
Yes.
You know, and Japanese rockers, they look the best. The clothes and everything. Guys look great, man.
I know what you mean.
My wife, you know, she gets like Egg magazine, and she shows me men's.
Really, Egg magazine? Are you sure? Oh my god.
Oh, she loves the Gangaro girls.
Yeah.
She fucking loves them. It's crazy.
Galu, she be a galu.
She loves it. You know? But she'll show me the fashion, and the guys always look great, you know. And what I love for me, because I'm not very tall, I'm sure. So when I go shopping in Japan, I can find shoes, and these are from Japan, and everything fits good. So I hope to come back and just keep rocking Japan. It's an amazing country. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
スティーブ・スティーブンさんでした。ありがとうございました。
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you very much. It
Cool.
was awesome.
Oh, great. Good.